What's up, cousin? Uh, I'm wait for y'all to get in here. You know, wait for a couple people to join, cause I gotta talk to y'all. You feel me? Yeah, man. I went to a bathhouse, and it was pretty much the worst experience of my life. Wait, let me explain. This is about to be a story time, a live story time, because this is really one of the craziest things that ever happened to me. it was it was just a regular day. You feel me? It was just a regular day. So me and my homeboy, you know what I'm saying, I'm in Cleveland. So me and my homeboy, we decided to, let's hang out. We ain't really hang out that much. So, I said, yo, come get me. We gonna hang out, go over one of our homeboys' house and play cards. Do something like that, you know what I'm saying? We usually do that. Have some drinks, smoke, chop it up. But since I have been in a relationship, we ain't really get a chance to do that so much. So tonight was the night we gonna do that. He come and pick me up, you know what I'm saying? We go over his homeboy house to play cards. Now I knew the homeboy, but he was friends of my boy, so it was kind of like, you cool with him, but you ain't really cool with me. But he was alright. He was alright. So we over there, we playing cards and things like that. And the dude, once we started drinking and kicking it and stuff, and I was whooping him in spades. He want to start talking smack. So he comes out the blue and talking about some I seen you at the bathhouse the other night. Flex, yeah, flex. And thank you for that. And I said, nigga, you ain't see me at no bathhouse. I thought he was trying to be funny and trying to like blast me in front of the table and stuff like that. So I automatically like took it defensively, like, nigga, you ain't see me at no. He was like, yes, I did. And I was like, when you see me at the bathhouse? And he was like, Saturday night. And I was like, nah, nigga. And my boy's sitting at the table like, oh, you need to tell me. And I'm like, nah, nigga, you lying. Like, so me and this nigga really about to come to blows, because you not just about to lie on me and say you see me in the bathhouse. I'm like, when did you see me? Why I ain't see you? He was like, I ain't see you on the inside, but I seen your car parked outside. And I said, my car? And he was like, yeah, you got the red car with the thing in it. And I was like, he explained my car to the T. My homeboy looking like drinking his drink, like, you know what I'm saying? And I'm like, like, he did explain my car. I ain't gonna lie about that. You know what I'm saying? What's up, Baltimore? So I'm like, you seen my car outside? He was like, yeah. So the minute I was like, what day? He was like, Saturday night. And I was like, so the minute he said that, my brain started rolling. And I'm like, I wasn't at no bathhouse on no Saturday night. I was at the studio. You know what I'm saying? And I said, you lying. I let it go. I was like, whatever, nigga. But once I clicked in my head that I was at the studio, everything else started coming, to my brain. You know what I'm saying? So that night that he claimed that I was at the bathhouse, I had went to the studio. I had told my dude to, what's up, Trent? To drop me off at the studio because we're going to be drinking and smoking. And I wanted him to come pick me up after the studio because I didn't want to drive. You feel me? So I'm like, now I'm like questioning everything. I can't even think straight. North Carolina up in here. I can't think straight. So I'm ready to go. My whole mood done changed and stuff like that. We finished playing the game, and me and my homeboy, we leave. So when we in the car, I tell my homeboy, I'm like, yo, I wasn't at no bathhouse, but I think my boy was. He was like, oh, for real? I'm like, bruh, like, it's not funny. He was like, why, how you know that? I was like, cuz I was at the studio Saturday night, and he dropped me off. And he explained my car, so it's like, I kind of believe that he seen my car there, you know? And he was like, wow. I'm like, so I didn't know what to do. I didn't really have the proof that I needed, so it's like, I got to set something up. You know what I'm saying? Houston, what's up? I got to set something up. So I kept this in the back of my mind. I didn't say nothing to my boy. You know, I just like, okay. All right. So I set it up. I ain't gonna lie. I said, you know what? I'm gonna tell him I'm going to the studio and see if he goes again. So maybe like a week later or whatever, I'm telling him all day like, yo, I gotta go to the studio tonight. I want you to drop me off. You know, he says, okay, that's fine. You know, it was just a regular day. But in my mind, I knew what was going on. I hit up my boy. I was like, yo, he gonna drop me off at the studio tonight, and I want you to come get me. So that's what happened. He took me to the studio. You know what I'm saying? I was in there for maybe about an hour. I told him I was going to be in there maybe until 1 o'clock. He took me around 11. My boy came and picked me up, and we started driving downtown, like cruising. We was just riding around smoking night, and I'm talking like, yo, I hope this nigga pull up to this place, or you know what I'm saying? It's going to be a problem. So, man. This cat, man, so we driving around, we keep on going past the place, it's all in a dark area, and you know, like, I'm nervous, like, my heart beating and everything, every time we roll around there, I still ain't see the car, we driving down the street, I'm like, well, drive down this street, maybe he parked on the street, and, you know what I'm saying, and I still ain't see the car, so we still riding around, he like, you ready to go back to, and I was like, nah, man, like, drive past one more time. You know, your instinct started kicking in. I said, drive past one more time. He almost got away with it. I drive past one more time. Man, when I seen that car, man, like, I literally started shaking. Like, I had to get, I was like, yo, that's the car right there. He was like, yeah, that is the car. My boy, he knew the car because he did put some sounds in it and all that. We get out the car. I'm looking at the car. I still can't believe it. So I'm like, yo, we got to go inside. He was like, I ain't about to go in there like that. I was like, hey, nigga, I need you to go in there with me. Like, I'm not about to go in. Like, we got to go in there. He was like, I was like, how much it costs? He was like, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I was like, he said, I think it's like $20. I was like, $20? He was like, yeah, it ain't cheap. And I'm like, come on, man, I got you. He was like, well, if you got me, I'm like, oh, yo, okay. So I had to pay. For one, I was nervous going in. I didn't know what to expect. It was like weird. Like you get a weird feeling in your chest. Like, oh my God, I hope somebody don't see me in here. Like, what do I got to do? You're like, it's one of those things. So I get up, I see a couple people at the thing. I'm waiting, like, looking. Now, we smell like weed because we just got out the car. You know, think it was cold outside, had on, we're looking like we thugs. So we get up there. You know, a couple people in the line was looking like, yo, I hope they coming in. You know, that's who I'm going to holler at when they come in. I'm like, you know, nah, you know, so we get up to the thing. The dude at the desk looking at us all sketchy, like, y'all sure y'all want to come in here? And we like, yeah. You know what I'm saying? What's up? Thank you for that. $10. Holla at your boy. So we go in, I'm nervous. He asking for our ID and social security number and passport and everything. I'm like, all of this to come in here? you know, he asked me, was it my first time? And I'm like, yeah. And so I had to sign up and I had to pay an extra fee for the first time. And I'm like, so I had to do it for both of us. So I think it was like 60 something dollars. And I was just like, but I was so determined, you know, when you in a relationship and you in love and something, I was like, I gotta go in here to see what's going on. Like, so I paid. They took our I think they took our license and kept it up there. Then they asked me if I wanted a locker or if I wanted a room. And I'm like, oh damn, y'all really, you know, I said just give me a locker. You know, like I ain't trying to, you know, do all that. So they gave me the key and it was like your locker is this number and they gave me a towel. And you know, I think a couple condoms or something, and I'm like, so now my heart beating real fast. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh my God, like, I really don't even want to go in here. It's like scary as hell. Heart beating out my chest. We go in and I'm like, oh my God, like we go in the locker room and people taking off their clothes. And I told my boy, I was like, I'm not getting naked. Like, he was like, me either. And I was like, okay, well, we just gonna be walking around. So I put the towel in the locker, locked that up, and we walking around the bathhouse, fully clothed, looking like we about to rob something, and people looking at us weird, like, what is they doing? We, like, for one, it was a whole bunch of, like, old white men and weird looking sketchy people and fat people and, like, a bunch of ugly people. It wasn't nobody sexy that I would even think about. So that even made me more like, man, like you got me and you coming in here with these rugrats? Like no, man. Like I wanted to see somebody that looked good just so I could feel better about myself. Maybe it was a half a person that looked all right, you know what I'm saying? And it was just like, no, like you can't be in here. So I'm walking around. I see people, you know, in their towels. I see a couple doors cracked open with, you know, white people with their legs up. I looked in one room and one dude was turned over with his butt in the air waiting for somebody to come in and just stick it in. And I don't even know if he cared who was coming in. It was just like, yo, I mean, when I tell you it was like out of this world, something I ain't never seen. One dude tried to grab my hand while I was walking through, and I'm like, nah, bro, like chill, you know. And I'm like, so we walking around. I'm looking, I don't see him nowhere. I don't see him. So next thing you know, the dude who works there comes up to me and my boy and was like, y'all I'm gonna have to ask y'all to leave. What's up? Thanks for that 20, yo. What's up? I'm gonna have to ask y'all to leave. Because y'all scaring the customers. And I'm like, I just paid like 60 something dollars to come in here. Like, they was like, y'all walking around with clothes on, y'all can't do that. That's against the rules, and you know, y'all making people feel uncomfortable. And I was like, I'm not about to leave until I find this dude. So now I had to take my clothes off. So I go back down and I'm like, yo, bro, you gotta take your, like, I was like, you ain't gotta take your drawers off, nigga. Just, you, like, they gonna put us out. So I go back down. Now I'm even more scared. I'm taking my clothes off. I put the towel on, tied it tight. You know, I still have my drawers on. But now I'm walking around the bathhouse naked. So if I did see him, he might have just thought I was up in there. How I'm going to tell him that I was coming here because I thought you was here? Like, it's going to be a whole mixed up story, and I still ain't care. You know, I'm walking through with the towel on. I told my boy, I was like, yo, we got to split up because we causing too much attention. You know what I'm saying? Like, I need you to look and see if you find them because we ain't finding them. You go somewhere and I go somewhere. You know, so we split up. So I'm walking through, just looking. You know, any person black I seen, I walked up and looked, like it was only about 3, 4 black people there. So it was like, so I go down and I'm in this area where it was like, for one, it was crazy in there. It was like nice. They had like jacuzzis and steam rooms and big bedrooms, little bedrooms. They had like a gym, a brothel type thing. I was like, yo, I mean, like low key, I was like, yo, it's kind of nice, but still though, it ain't the right place to be going if you're in a relationship. So I'm walking through, I end up in this one area that had like sodas and a concession stand, and I'm looking down and yo, I looked up and I seen my nigga. Yo, when I tell you, I don't even know what to tell you. At that point, it was like, yo, I lost it. For real. Hold on, I'll be back because I got to tell y'all the rest of this. I don't want the phone to die. So I ran straight into him, and this nigga takes off running. He looked up, seen me, and next thing you know, straight through the sex dungeon. So I'm taking off running after him. Like, I'm like, yo, calling his name, like, yo, and he booking. And he runs. I think he knew the spot. You know what I'm saying? It's like you're running in your own neighborhood from the police. Of course you're going to know how to get away because you've been in the neighborhood forever. You know the cuts and the trails. I mean, I ain't know where to go. You know what I'm saying? So he runs and dips off into some dark room. And I'm like, I can't believe this nigga ran. Like, I was so heated. And he disappeared in some room. So now I'm like, yo, I'm looking all through. Like, I go through one dark room and it was like some dude in a swing getting banged out by 3 people tied up and gagged, and I looked at them. That wasn't the room. Like, I go into another room, it was a big TV and a whole bunch of people, watching porn and pleasing themselves. And I look around and I'm just looking. So now I don't know where you at. So now I have to go knocking on doors. I go knocking on doors. Like, I really didn't care at this point. A couple people opened them up saying, hey, you want to come in? I'm like, looking in like, nah, I'm good. And they like, oh, a couple of doors was open. I looked in there and looked at them. I seen, man, I can't even tell you what I seen. It was like crazy. Like, some people's doors was locked. I kept on knocking on them. I seen my boy. I was like, yo, he in here, man. You got to help me find him. He just ran. He was like, what? You lying? Like, I was like, yo, man, I just ran into him. The nigga is in here, and so at this point, I'm not leaving until I see him. I told him, I was like, yo, go down there and see if, the car's still down there. He was like, all right, the car's still there, So I'm knocking on every door. Now, this is where the story gets crazy. Every door that was locked, I'm turning them. Some doors is open, I'm peeking in. I'm acting like I want to do it to the white people to see if they hitting in there. I'm like, what's up? Like, they like, oh, hi. And I'm like, what you up to? Like, can I come in for a minute? They like, oh, sure. It helps to be cute. Because you could get a little more leeway. I look in the room and be like, nah, I'm good. Like, and walk out and they'll be like, hey, you know what I'm saying? So I'm walking around for about 20 minutes looking. Something tell me to go knock on this door. And I knocked on the door and I heard him say, yo, don't open that. But when he said that, some twink opens up the door. And I'm like, he's like, yo, this nigga was in there with some little white twink. And it was just like hiding in a room with him. Like it. So y'all know what I did. When he opened up the door and I looked in, I called the nigga name. The dude tried to close the door on me, so I pushed the door open and I just started beating on the boy like, pap. I had to take out my aggression on somebody. Like, I should have, and that's where I'm wrong at. I should have, beat up the person who did the thing. But, he tried to close the door on me. So it was kind of like, bruh. So we started, boy grabbing me like, get off of him. Like, I'm like, yo. I turned around. He's already dressed. I guess he looking for the perfect time to escape. He been probably looking out the thing, seeing me, walking around. So, I get off the boy and I'm like, yo. So we walking down. I'm like, really, you in here? Like, he walking like, I'm like, I really couldn't believe it. My boy came and got me. He said, let's go, let's get dressed, forget that nigga, he ain't worth it. He was already dressed, so he left out the spot. I had to go put my clothes on. I rode back with my boy, and for one thing, I was wrong for taking it out on the twink. I'm pretty sure the twink, didn't know anything. Only reason why I beat him up was because he pushed the door in my face and like almost took my nose off. But the moral to the story is, yo, you gotta go in there. Sometimes you gotta go in there and get it. No, I'm just kidding. For one, fighting somebody that don't have nothing to do with the problem. The problem is your dude. Fighting the side chick and the side dick and going crazy on. If you would have cheated, you would have cheated. It's nothing that I could have did to make them not be a cheater. You could be doing everything at home, and if a person gonna cheat on you, they gonna cheat on you. It's just a crazy situation to ever be put in. You gotta follow your instincts though. Sometimes things tell you like, when somebody ain't doing you right. You know it. And you just like ignore it, ignore the signs, and it's kind of like a brick. First it'll be like a little pebble to hit you, and you won't even really. You'll be like, you ignore the pebble, and then it's gonna be like a rock that hits you. You ignore the rock, and then the whole wall gonna come falling down on your ass. And see how you ignore that. Don't stay in these relationships with people that gonna cheat on you and do you wrong. You using my card to go do it to somebody else, and you like, and then what type of person, like, if you pay attention to the signs, what type of person you with. The type of things that they willing to do, the type of things that they not willing to do. Don't ignore those signs because you want companionship or you want to be with somebody. There's always red flags. There's always signs that a person, want to get down, or they more free to do stuff like that. Sometimes you just holding them back. And when you learn who a person is, believe them. Don't think that they're going to change for you. Don't think just because you a perfect man and you a good man at home and you cook and you clean and you know how to deep throat, you ain't got no gag reflex, and you thinking they ain't going nowhere. That don't matter. If somebody want to cheat on you, they gonna cheat on you. If that's something you want to deal with, then fine. If it's something that you don't want to do, don't stay in a relationship, because you'll have to go through stuff like I went through. You know, it wasn't a good experience. It's one of the reasons why I hate things like that today. You know, because I just seen it as why people could, like, most of the people, I'm feeling like a lot of the people there was in relationships or undercover, you know, doing something sneaky, or I just didn't get the point of going, you know, to just have a whole bunch of random situations. It was like, no, of course, that wasn't a good night. They literally didn't come home for hours. I was waiting and waiting. They were scared to come. But of course, they had to face me eventually. And it just wasn't good, you know. And paying attention to the signs is important. You know, sometimes people ain't going to be honest about who they really are and what they like to do, because they feel like you might judge them. If you're a person that want to sleep around and have multiple partners, then you shouldn't be with a person that wants to just be with one person. You know, straight up. Like, be honest in a relationship about what you want, because I'm not going to judge them for doing that or going there, but you was in a relationship. So that should be off limits. Cousin, when I tell you I wish I could make this stuff up, because if I would have made the stuff up, then I wouldn't have had to go through it. But now I'm realizing that a lot of these things that I went through, I handled them like a G. But I went through a lot of this stuff because I was sane enough and strong enough to come out of it on top. A lot of people don't come out of these situations still having a good heart, still being able to love freely, still not being crazy. But I went through these things so I could be here to talk to y'all about it and help somebody else. When you start living your true, authentic self, that's the only time you're going to start putting yourself in a position to really help people. You know what I'm saying? You can't be fearful. You can't be embarrassed about the situations you go through. You just got to stand in it with 10 toes. It is what it is. You know? But this is my first live story time. And I don't know. I might do some more of them. I ain't had time to, you know what I'm saying, read the comments and stuff like that. You know. Yeah, start by being honest. You know what I'm saying? Start by being honest about what you like, what you want. It's okay. You know what I'm saying? Elmo, thank you for the $5, man. What? We got Michigan in the house, man. That's what I'm talking about. But start by being honest about what you like and what you want. And that way you give the person that you with the option to choose if they like that. You know, stop being scared to tell people that you a super freak. And you know what I'm saying? You want to get slapped and, DP'd at night. Or, you fall in love with somebody who penis ain't big enough for you. But you want to be with them because all the other reasons, but they ain't satisfying you because you want a 20-inch and they only 5. So you missing 15 of the inches. So now you got to go and get 2 people, 2 10-inchers to, satisfy your 20-inch fetish. You should have just told somebody in the beginning, like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this long term, but, you cool. You know what I'm saying? Just, the moral of the story is, just say what you like. Only time people can really judge you is they really shouldn't be judging you, for one. But when you lie about who you are, that's when people, it's better to be an honest hoe than a lying hoe. You know what I'm saying? Like, just let people know, But when you lie and act like, what's up, Kurt? Thank you for that, man. Dang, man. Y'all showing love for real. But it's like when you lie about being a hoe and everybody know you a hoe, then thanks for that, man. You know what I'm saying? Uh, that's when people look at you sideways. They like, oh, we know you a hoe, but you want to act like you holier than thou and all of that kind of stuff. Just be honest, man. Because it'll save people a lot of heartache and pain that I had to go through. I went through so many emotions that night. So many. And it wasn't worth it. You know? It's so many other things that I seen from that situation that I promise you, man, I could do story times forever. But I just want to really encourage people, man. Like I say, man, y'all my cousins, y'all my family. You know, a lot of times when you're talking to your cousins, which my real cousins are still here too, they be writing the comments with y'all. But sometimes, you know, they gonna love you regardless. You know, no matter what you've been through, no matter what you go through, your cousins, man, they gonna love you regardless. They gonna tell you what it is, be like, yo, you was crazy for doing that. But after it, they gonna still love you. That's why I call y'all my cousins, man. I was looking for a name to call my people, man, and that's the perfect thing. Thank you for that, man. What's up, Mike Robinson? So, cousin, if you in a relationship with somebody and something is telling you that something ain't right, follow your instincts, follow your intuition. They say women have intuition, men have intuition too. We be knowing. You know what I'm saying? Um, Sometimes you just gotta go the extra mile to find out. I'm glad that I went in there and found out versus letting it happen over and over again and I wouldn't have never knew. You know? So sometimes you gotta be a private eye. When it comes to your heart, and what's up? What's up? And somebody taking advantage of you, protect your heart. You know what I'm saying? Don't be, I ain't saying go through nobody's phone and, you know, be digging and stuff, but when you got something like that, like somebody told me my car was there, that's when I turned to private eye. I set them up. But if you wasn't doing the dirt, you wouldn't have never got caught. You feel me? Man, I'm so happy I'm not jaded and I'm still willing to love and trust people. You know, for one thing, I learned that people are humans and they flawed. So you can never put people on a pedestal and people gonna hurt you. Family gonna hurt you. Loved ones gonna hurt you. You gonna get hurt by somebody. You know what I'm saying? But it's about what you willing to accept. You know what I'm saying? We all flawed. We are, you know. Stop putting people on a pedestal and acting like they gonna never hurt you. I know in a lot of times when you get into these relationships and that be one of the main things that the people be saying, oh, I never hurt you. And they be the first ones to do it. You be like, I thought you said you would never hurt me. You know? That's just talk. They gonna hurt you. But it's the type of pain that you willing to take, you know? Don't take somebody playing you and doing you dirty and like, nah. I'm not gonna allow people to be in my house, my life that constantly hurt me. I don't care who you is. You could be a family member, a cousin, a mama. Nobody deserves that. Don't let people around you that's gonna constantly do you dirty. You know, one time a mistake, you know, let's talk about it. Make sure it don't happen again. But if you constantly hurting somebody, then let me read these comments, man. When should you tell someone the truth? First date, first month, first convo. I feel like you should be truthful from the beginning. You know what I'm saying? You got to be truthful from the beginning. I'm not afraid to tell people the truth about what I like. I think having a conversation about sex, maybe around the third date, y'all will start talking about things that y'all like and things like that. You know, I think you should always be honest. Be yourself 100%. I be telling people everything. I tell people that my mama a thug. I tell them where I came from. I tell them I did time in juvenile. And I don't even be embarrassed by it. They be like, wow. But don't give people too much in the beginning. You know what I'm saying? Because it might be overwhelming. As it grow, you know what I'm saying? And the conversation happens naturally, then you can open up about it. If the conversation opens up, then talk about it. Don't be ashamed. Let me read this one. Shit, what's up, man? Thank you for the $10. Your channel going to blow up, man. Thanks to y'all, I feel like the channel gonna blow up. You know what I'm saying? I'm really hopeful about it, but it was times that I was feeling some type of way and I wanted to give up. But that's a whole nother thing. Don't give up. Begging people to subscribe and, going on your social media platforms and asking 20,000 people to subscribe to your channel, and then you go over there and it be 5 people. You be like, how many times I got a bit like, I just want people who genuinely support and show love. You know what I'm saying? Flat out. Let me see what this comment talking about. Kurt B, send me $20, man. Y'all the best. Team Tripp, that's what we about, man. It's all our channel, though. For real, like, I'm doing this for all of us. And, like, we all here, man, like a family, man. This is like a family reunion when we all here together in the comments, showing love, chopping it up, talking, man. That's what it is. This is fun, man. Let me know in the comments if y'all like the live story times. Maybe I might do more of them. It might be a thing where we could just do these live story times and just really interact with each other. This one was a little crazy, but, I had to tell it. Thank you, man. I'm glad that you found my channel too, Dion. James, what's up, man? I'm going to keep working hard. Love you too, Tony. Yeah. Yeah, so that's about it, y'all. I'm about to be about this thing. I hope y'all have a great Sunday. I don't know how many of y'all about to watch The Real Housewives of Atlanta. They coming back tonight. So that's going to be a whole bunch of shenanigans and craziness. Thank you, man. Thank you. I appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. Power coming on tonight, too? Yeah. 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 So, what time is it? It's about 9 o'clock here in the morning where I'm at. So I'm about to have some breakfast and chill. Elmo, man, thank you so much for the love, brother. Real. Love you too. I'ma holler at y'all. I'ma post this live on the Tripper Plug, and y'all comment, let somebody know one of your experiences that you can help somebody. Let people know about the signs, man. Paying attention and being visible. Don't be so much in love that you overlook so much stuff, because in hindsight, when I think about it, it's like, yeah, I should have known that that's what you wanted to do. Don't be so blinded by love. I know they say love is blind, but don't let nobody in your life that's going to constantly hurt you, even when you're not doing wrong. Exactly. Because you could be giving the world to somebody and they could be just draining you emotionally. And a lot of people be saying that whole thing about what you don't know won't hurt you. That's a lie. You just don't know you being hurt. You know what I'm saying? It's like one of them scratches that you get and you look down and you be like, where this come from? And somebody, what happened right there? I don't know. I don't know what happened there, but you still hurt, you know, and then you start really feeling it. What you don't know will hurt you. Flat out. I love y'all, man. I'm out. Thank y'all so much for the love, man. And holla at your boy. Now I still gotta figure out how to do this. Elmo, man, how do I sign off alive, man? I did this last time. I ain't know how to do it. Man. What the? I'm gonna figure this out, though. You know what I'm saying? Maybe it's because y'all don't want me to leave, man. Y'all gonna make this video like an hour long. You know? I'm gonna share that joint. You know what I'm saying? No, that's sharing it. You know? Alright, well, I guess we just gonna stay here, man. Until I figure out how to get off. I smashed the like button. What? That ain't gonna do it. I'm trying to get off, not the like stuff. You said pull the cord. No, then I might lose the video. You feel me? That's the comment. What's this? No, that ain't it.